Welcome back to the Soul House Yoga Retreat, which is actually located in Maine, northern Maine, though we are in the last day in Dominican Republic. And this is our beginner baby boomers practice in short segments so that you can do them whenever you have the time. So we started with Tadasana yesterday, the mountain posture, and I emphasized putting the weight on the feet. The other thing you want to think about in your standing poses is how you're working your legs. So your legs may have to bend in order to balance. That's fine. When you get to straightening them, you have the opportunity to squeeze up on your kneecaps and these big muscles, or maybe not so big, but there are 4 muscles in one called the quadriceps here, and you squeeze on them. We did a segment on how to strengthen the bones. That is how you do that. So not just strengthens the muscles, it also strengthens the bones. Today, I'd like to continue on with 2 balancing poses, 2 different hip positions. The first one's going to be the dancer pose, and that is from the warrior 1 hip position. So both of your hips are forward. Initially, your hip might open a little bit in this, but go for the balance first. That's what we're going for. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start on my left foot because that's the one that I can demo on more easily. And let's take it slowly. So standing on your left leg, straight or bent, bend to the right knee and hold on to the ankle, lining the knee up to the knee. Again, we're using our eye focus. That's important. The belly slightly engaged for balance to keep us centered. And then you're going to bring your left arm up in the air with an inhale, and you're going to start to pull that right foot back as you exhale and come forward. Now, some people stay up like this, keeping the heart lifted, and mine doesn't lift as much as some people's. Or you can take it further and pull that foot back. You can also reach the arm out in front, which I don't have space for here. So I'm trying to keep my chest up and my extension up my throat and my gaze forward. I'm going to inhale, come back. Get my balance, and exhale, bring it down. You want to come in and out of these postures with as much control as you can. Think of each part of going in and out of the pose as a pose itself. Okay, so now we're going to go to the second side. Same thing, only this time I've got a prop, and that's good. Well, I had a prop here too, but I'm going to use the prop here because sometimes using the prop is really a great idea because what you want to do is work on the balance and strength and not be struggling to balance, right? So here's my right side, my more wobbly side. And I'm going to, again, see if I can line up my knee to knee. And also you can keep your hand closer to the center of gravity as you come forward, pulling that foot back as much as you can. Now I'm holding on here, and this is good because I can now pull my foot away more, lift my heart up more, and pull my left hip down more, and maybe even straighten my right leg more. We hold this as long as we can. And then you inhale, come back. You exhale, come out of it with as much control as you can. I'd like to add a second one so we get the idea of closed hips versus open hips. This is closed hips, warrior 1. And those warriors are really good for strengthening the legs that prepare us to balance on one leg. And so now we're going to look at what's called half moon pose or Ardha Chandrasana. And that was called Natarajasana, what we just did. And so on this one, we're in warrior 2 hips. So our hips are what we call open. Right? I'm going to take my left toes toward the camera, keeping my right toes either parallel or in a little bit, definitely not out. Don't let your toes face backward, because we want to pull some good energy into that back foot as we do in warrior, even more so in warrior, but even in this pose. And that helps our alignment if you keep the toes parallel or in a little bit. We're going to bend our knee. You might need a block here to hold on to. If you don't have a block, you can get a book or a chair, whatever you need. I've got a chair over here. I don't think you can see it. I'm not going to use the chair right now, though. So I'm going to come forward. I'm going to find the floor, and I'm going to bring my right leg up. I want to engage both legs. And remember, they can be bent, but if you can, straighten them. And try to stack your right hip on top of your left. I'm gazing down at the floor because that is the easiest way to do this pose. The complete expression, I'm lifting my arm up. And you have to just feel this, but you do the best you can to line your arms up unless you have a mirror to look at. Now I'm going to slowly bring my gaze forward and then up. Up is the most challenging. If you can, look out the corner of your eyes up and Both legs are working, not just the standing leg. We're going to take a nice inhale. We're going to step back. And again, we see if we can go in and out of these like they're poses themselves. Great. Exhale, step back. Okay, last side here. And last thing we're going to do today. Now I'm going to do my wommy side with a wall. Okay, so again, warrior two hips. I come a little closer in, so I'm near the wall. Look at my back toes. Make sure that mine are going in a little bit. They can be out parallel, but don't let them face backward. Because you lose the strength in that inner leg and the strength of the joints, inner and outer. So you want to keep those joints strong. Okay, so here we go. We're going to come forward. And now, oh, I didn't say this. Some people can't reach the floor. I'm not reaching the floor now, but I've got the wall. And maybe I can reach the floor. Not so important. And then I'm going to come up without the floor. And I'm going to be able to open up more and see whether I can get my hand down or not. Not so important, right, folks? What's important here is just stand on that leg. If you can get it straight, particularly if you're on the wall, you have more support. Squeeze up on the kneecap, the big muscle above the knee. And look wherever you can. Down will help you balance. That's fine. Keep forward or up. Nice inhale. And as you exhale, step back with control, grace, and strength. That stepping back is not as easy as stepping forward. So just do what you can. Okay, very good. So always remember to breathe through your nose. That is yogi breathing. I don't always emphasize that when I'm talking in these instructions. The breath will support you too. The legs will support you. Your gaze will support you. And a slight engagement of your center. Also in certain poses, remembering particularly Tadasana, which we did prior, squeezing the buttock muscles. They're the largest muscle in the body. Can help you with that pose that we did prior to these yesterday. Okay, so thank you very much again for joining our beginner baby boomers, super agers yoga. And I hope this helped you and that now you can graduate on to these poses. Have a great day.